with all this global warming on the ground, we have a real problem when we're bringing in the quad with the plow or equipment that needs to dry off, that it's flooding my plywood floor. All right, so I'm thinking this should be a pretty quick, easy project, and we're just gonna open up this tarp. I didn't cheap out on it because I wanted something that was gonna last. So let's take this guy and there we go. You guys can see my rough idea. I'm gonna use this PEX pipe, PVC, whatever, and we're just gonna put 90s in it, fold the tarp over, and I'm thinking we'll just screw the tarp in, or we'll find some way to attach it, and then it'll be a little bit of a lip, enough that it should trap the water, and then it'll be a hillbilly garage mat on the cheap-ish. So just so you guys kind of get the general idea. We're gonna take this pipe, we're gonna fold this over. I'm thinking we're gonna have it so the webbed seam here, the sewed seam, goes all the way over, because I don't actually need it as big as it's gonna be here. But I think that's our plan, and it's just gonna get in there. Either I'll sew it in with some fishing line or something, or rivets, or like I said, a screw or something. But we'll get there when we get there, and then I think we'll flip the thing over, and that'll be the way you use it, and this will be on the underside, hopefully. That's the plan, at least. So we gotta cut some pipe, so I'm gonna cut it and then put our 90s in, and then get to the sewing part, or attaching it part. We're even getting a little bit too fancy here. Got the tape measure out. Even got proper tooling around it. That's the idea. Rinse and repeat on the other side. So these are PEX, and they're supposed to be crimped, but I don't want to crimp it in case I ever need to do a repair. So I got a solution. About 10 cents black tape ought to fix this issue. All right, so that's our general idea. Looking not too pretty bad. All we gotta do now is get to attach it. That ought to do. We're just gonna keep on going. So remember, when you get your measurements wrong, you always eyeball once and cut twice. Shit, we gotta redo these. There, nothing too fancy. Just use some of these, probably what, 1/4 inch or probably 1/2 inch screws. Screwed it all the way along. Nothing too fancy, we didn't get too fussy. But we're gonna flip her over and see how she's gonna work. There is one issue here that I'm finding. You guys probably see it, so you can't really see the pipe. I want it to be a sharp edge. The corners aren't gonna do that, but I want the rest of it to, because the way I did the corner. So I probably should have screwed this side down first, then did the other, but now I don't really want to put screws in here. I'm kind of wondering if I can't sew it with fishing line, just because I don't know how long the screws are gonna hold up, or I just give her a shot the way it is, see if the tarp will flatten out over some time. But either way, this will still be better than what we got going on right now for the snowblower and the quad. But yeah, I think we're gonna try. I mean, even if we did, well, we're just gonna do a handful of screws and see what happens. Just like that, another handful of screws. We're looking a lot better. I think sewing it with the fishing line might be the best idea. We're gonna give this a shot first. I think we're gonna move some of that junk, push it right close to the wall and the door. And then we're gonna bring some junk in that's sitting outside. Majority of our snowblower does fit on there. What is going to be covered in snow. And I mean, I can move this mat over and park the quad better probably, but this is better than what it was. So I'm really happy with this project. This project maybe took me, I don't know, half an hour to an hour, not very long. And about $50 in materials. So for you guys in the US, that's about $5 or something. Dirt cheap. You like literally almost nothing. And I bought a good quality tarp, which I don't like doing because I'm cheap. But this was a cheap project because the ones on Amazon were probably double the size for the smallest one I could get, which would put it back here, right? And I didn't want to take up that much space. And for second, they were like $160. So I'm quite happy with how this turned out. We're gonna see how it works over the winter. And yeah, thanks for tuning into this quick little video. Catch you guys on the next one. Get out there, build something, do something, be creative. Get some old junk going. We like old junk, so get out there and learn something. Catch you guys on the next one.